Right guys, here we are back in F1, and it's F124, not F125. I will be doing F125 when I get some money. At the moment, I'm still messing about with F124. What I can tell you is this time round, I am using the Ushake 6 seat. Now, straight out of the box, the Ushake 6 seat is very underwhelming, I can tell you that, and the software provided by Sim Racing Studios doesn't really do it any justice. In fact, I thought to myself, what have I got myself involved in? Why did I buy this? But after purchasing SIMHUB as well as SIMHAPTICS software, I've changed my mind. It feels wicked, but you need to have those softwares, and aside from that, you need to be able to have time to sit around and mess about with the settings to tune it right, because without tuning it, it is quite poor, but once you tune it, it's a whole different ball game. Right, let's do some qualifying before we race. Here we go. Lifespan. Okay. Let's just, you know what? I'm not even going to do that. I want to go back. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I won't go back. Let's just go for it. Well, doing qualifying. Yep, at least that's working. Now this feels really, really good. Not only does the Moza R5 feel absolutely awesome in this, but the rumble effect that I've got feels wicked, and that's purely because I spent absolutely ages messing about with it, coming out of the game, going back into the game, trying to feel what feels right. Now, I've never driven an F1 car in real life, clearly, but from driving in general, this feels about as close as I'm going to get it, unless somebody else has got settings that they'd care to upload profile wise. But yeah, but then everyone's different, you know. At the moment, for example, when I accelerate, I can feel the engine at the back of me, like pushing, which is really good, because I think in F1 cars the engine's at the back, right? Or are they? I don't know. But that is kind of handy. So this feels pretty good, and like any driving game, it's what you play the game with that makes all the difference. If you're sitting there with a control pad on a flat screen, it is a completely different feeling to when you're in VR with a full setup, steering wheel setup, haptic pad, because that's what it is, a haptic seat that goes on the back, and you're moving around in a motion simulator. It really feels very, very different. You know, back in the day, I'd be sitting there playing Super Monaco GP on my Sega Mega Drive, and I thought that was great. But then that was back then. Oh look, first. He's first again. Right, let's give this a go now. So don't forget, guys, if you've got a Ushake 6 and you're about to throw it in the bin, make sure you get SIMHAPTICS software as well as SIMHUB. SIMHAPTICS caters for flight simulation and is wicked. SIMHUB is everything else, and it does do flight simulation as well, but I prefer to use SIMHAPTICS for that, because to me SIMHAPTICS just feels a lot more better. And I'm going to show you something else as well. I've got this Steam settings. If we go into Steam and we go to VR, on 120 frames per second, and this is up at 500%, and it's running smooth, you know, definitely smooth. So this is good. Let's go back to it. So here we go. I've heard F125 is optimized for VR very, very well, so I am looking forward to playing that at some point. In the meantime, this is going to have to do. Let's go racing. And in fact, should we, I wonder if we can, no, oh, what's that? Settings, that's that. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try putting the graphic settings up in, does it let me do that? No, I don't. I was going to, yeah, that's all. What's this? No, I don't let me do anything there. Okay, anyways. What's that do? I don't know. Oh, I'm going to try that and see what happens. Let's see. Anyways. And if I go on to racing, let's just race, because I want to get on with it, yeah? Are we racing? Yeah, we are.
Welcome to the Miami International Autodrome, home of the Miami Grand Prix. This exciting track circumnavigates the Hard Rock Stadium, home to the NFL outfit, the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, let's do this.
Sitting at the southeastern coast of Florida, the Miami International Autodrome has 19 corners and 3.36
And I'll
miles.
tell you, it looks really good in the PSVR2. Saying that, when I put the Quest 3 on, I can see the sharpness increase a lot. But I also can see that I'll be running out of battery on the Quest 3 frequently, whereas this, I don't have to worry about it. I've just got the PSVR2 plugged in, and boom, you're away.
We welcome to the commentary box Anthony Davidson. I'm Alex Jakes. We're both looking forward to a really
I love the way they do this. It looks wicked.
final hours before a race. Did you have a routine? Well, for them, you know, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, you know, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves and chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, you know, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Alright, let's go.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please.
Alright. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, that feels good. Where the other car's gone? Am I leading that much? See if I go with, yeah, see I can feel that. That's really cool. Alright, doing very well here. I need to set the settings up for DRS because I haven't got a button set up for DRS on this. I can tell you what the other thing you'll need if you have got a Ushake 6 is you really need to go onto Amazon and get interior padding for seats. I think I paid something like, I think it was $14.99 for a seat cover, gaming chair cover, and $9.99 for these two bits of padding. The reason I say that is because you want to put the padding over the Ushake 6, like at the back and on the seat part, and then you want to put the gaming chair cover over the whole lot of them, so it holds everything together, including the Ushake 6. Because when I just used the Ushake 6 in the yaw, and I did a couple of races, I did a couple of flights. When I got out of the yaw, my tailbone was killing me. It was like it really hurt. So I thought I can't be sitting in that all that time because you're going to damage yourself if you do that. It just seems a lot of uncomfortability for what it's worth. But once I put this on, this feels so much more better. And when I get out, I'm fine. It's really comfortable as well. And you feel like you're in an F1 car. So, yeah. I'm going to have to try out GT7 like this. I haven't done that yet. I need to do it. But I could play this for hours on end. Because it's really enjoyable. Looks good. Now, the difference between SIMHUB SIMHAPTICS, not SIMHAPTICS, SIMHUB and Sim Racing Studio software, for example, is when I do Sim Racing Studios, when I use it, there is some tuning stuff that you can do on it, on the software itself, but what I find is the actual positioning of the audio can't be altered. So for example, on Sim Racing Studios, you've got your centre, your front left, front right, rear left, rear right, and subwoofer, and it's already dedicated to certain channels. So for example, the engine is dedicated to I think it's below you, or yeah, I think it's below you, something like that. You cannot swap the channels over, but with SimHub you can choose what comes out from each transducer. So you can swap it and think, oh right, okay, I want the engine behind me rather than underneath me, and when I go over curbs or whatever, I want the rumble to be on my left side under the seat rather than on the front left, or depending on where it's where you've hit, on what the telemetry is telling the transducers. So it has a lot of flexibility, and that's why I prefer it. There's a hell of a lot of flexibility. I feel like I'm racing out here by myself. I think the AI needs to be updated. But I'm looking right there and I'm thinking maybe, because I put the resolution up a bit to 110 on the VR settings, and I'm thinking maybe I should have backed that down to 100, because it's, if I really look hard, I can see there's a slight kind of jitter, like jagged edge, but who knows. There we go. How is that 16.2 seconds? And now if I look at that, look how clear that looks. Very clear. Oh, but maybe you can't see what I'm seeing inside the headset. But yeah. Oh, this is wicked. Yeah. Round we go. Yep. There we go. That is cool. Yeah. I never thought I'd enjoy F1 as much as I'm doing now. In fact, I was even thinking about getting an F1 seat, like the logo, or a cushion of some sort to put in here. What I did try out, because I've always wanted to know if it was if possible or not, is if it was possible to take a gaming chair and stick it in. Oh really? Okay, yeah, and stick it in the yaw to see how that goes. And I did it today. I did it this morning, but it was fairly comfortable. But I think it was just too much added weight, so I took it out. And now going back to what I'm using at the moment with the interior padding and the Ushake 6 underneath that and everything, and the gaming seat cover and that, it feels much more comfortable than that ever did. And it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice driving position. It's cool. I think I might have won the race again. I think we might have to take the difficulty setting up and put it up a bit higher. As we go around the corner. That's it. Yeah. Now, the jet seat or jet pad, the SimShaker jet pad, that when I was using it, because I hadn't experienced the Ushake 6, I thought that was absolutely awesome. The vibration is amazing in that pad, and it's good for a massage. But you lose the detail a little bit when you play stuff like this. I find the Ushake 6 it's got a lot more tuning options to it. So, you know, I do like the jet pad still. Well, hey. But I'll be using the Ushake 6 for sure. Anyway, my other half has nicked the jet pad now and she's using it for a massage chair, so I won't be getting that back in a hurry.